friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Hello, thanks for clicking on the video, that's wonderful. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I've been thinking about happiness a lot recently, which could mean multiple things, could mean many things. Maybe I'm very happy and I'm wondering whether I finally achieved it, or maybe I'm lacking thereof or have questions of it. I think it's an important thing to talk about. When I was at uni, I still am at uni, when I was first at uni, I think if I ever ask someone, what do you want out of life? What's your purpose? I know it's a bit of a weird question. It's like my fifth question I ask someone when I've just met them. So it's not like straight away, it's later on. It's like, hey, what do you think? What do you want out of life? Like, what are your dreams, hopes, and aspirations? And, you know, I would be taken aback if I was asked that question, so no problem. But often people would tell me, well, I want to travel, which is good. You can find a lot of things when traveling. But you can also find things and come to no conclusions. So, I mean, that's good. I was like, yeah, I want to travel too. I understand. So yeah, traveling's great, but you could yield nothing out of it. But maybe that's the gamble. That's the roll of the dice. The second thing would be, to be happy. To grow old and be happy. Which sounds wonderful. Maybe it is. But I've got a problem. I've got an inkling of a problem when I'm approaching that kind of response. Let's look at what the dictionary has to say about happiness. Collins Co-Build, Pocket Dictionary. When pockets were huge. Happy, hardly, happen, happening, happy. Someone who is happy feels pleasure, often because something nice has happened. The old man's not very happy. I was happy to hear that you passed your exam. Cool. Happiness. A time or place that is happy, is full of pleasant and enjoyable feelings, or has an atmosphere in which people feel happy. Okay. It seems like from that definition of happiness, if you feel happy, then you're experiencing happiness. And maybe that's true. I mean, how else are you meant to register that it's happening? Feelings are fickle. So if we align our goal and purpose to make our feelings always align with another vision we have for what is happy or feeling happy, it could get problematic. This is from 1956. Reminds me of the old world. Harangu, haran, hagwabut, happy. A lot of synonyms. Happy, lucky, fortunate, prosperous, successful, enjoying pleasure from the fruition or expectation of good, contented, satisfied, felicitous, favourable, dexterous. Oh. I think that's a legitimate concern. When you strive for something that's kind of vague, in the ether, like we all feel it's good, but its parameters are like boundless, which maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's why one would strive for it. But it might also mean that when we enter this void, maybe it's not a void, when we enter this cloud, we might be disappointed by what we find and we might never strike gold. Look, dictionaries, not helping. Let's go look at some fourth link on a Google search for celebrities' opinions on happiness. John Lennon. When I was 5 years old, my mother always told me that happiness was the key to life. I don't know how he sounded like. When I went to school, they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wrote down happy. They told me I didn't understand the assignment, and I told them they didn't understand life. So then I joined a band, and I became bigger than Jesus. Quotes are dangerous in the sense that I could be taking them out of context, for one. Maybe they make a lot of sense under one interpretation, but not absolutely every possible interpretation that there is. It's kind of like a metaphor quote. But there's also really bad quotes too, Okay, here's a quote about happiness from Thomas Jefferson. It is neither wealth nor splendor, but tranquility and occupation which give you happiness. Thomas Jefferson. Sounds like a classic Thomas Jefferson thing to say. Good. One of the dangers, I think, of seeking happiness as a purpose in life is that it is very interconnected with our feelings. And feelings are very human. That's a really wonderful thing. I also want to seek happiness, but I would not want to build the foundation of my life purpose upon happiness because it is so fickle. Something that I once thought brought me happiness might never have given me happiness, or when I'm in that state which I thought I would be happy in, I no longer am happy. I feel like a journey to happiness, though valiant, may always end up being a valiant, never-ending loop. Here's two things I would suggest in exchange. This is what you want. Not only these two things, but you want these things. You want a purpose, you want a goal that you're aiming for, potentially a tangible goal, but just one that makes your life worth living, worth suffering through, worth sacrificing that happiness for something greater. Not always sacrificing it, not just chucking it out the window when you see it. It's like hot potato. Purpose, won't get super into that. And gratitude. Yep, the main theme of this video is gratitude, even though I might be wrapping it up very soon. And I know Thanksgiving has happened or is happening right now in the United States. And I was like, wait, well, that is cool. I have been thinking about Thanksgiving and gratitude, and that's what's happening in the cycle of the calendar. That's very cool. So here it is, gratitude. I think gratitude has many forms and is useful and healing in many ways. But I think one of the things it does is it registers that we can be happy, that we can enter into this happiness. I might be very happy, I might be going wild, I might be free. But without having a indirect disposition to, in my heart, in my mind, be like, wow, I'm really grateful for ABC, that happiness can easily just fizzle away from our fingers, from our lives. I think gratitude, for whatever it is, even in the tough times, for the smallest things, captures the happiness of that moment, of that time in the past, and it can propel us maybe in the present. That might seem counter what I was saying. Happiness is not the purpose, but you're just using gratitude to achieve happiness. And I realize that now when I'm saying it, I think we have more control on finding something in our lives that we are grateful for, even if we cannot muster a feeling of happiness in that given moment. It's a reminder, a security, a pillow to hug. All I'm saying is that I think we should consider potentially gratitude as the main deal. This is Meditations with Spartan Sunset. Thank you so much for being here. Please find purpose and gratitude in your life. Maybe I have restated everything that you already knew, and maybe I'm wrong, but I felt like releasing this information and this meditation for you to either accept or completely nullify or modify. It is up to you. Have a lovely day. Please check the rest of my channel out. That would be lovely. Thank you.